What is going on, you guys? My name is Rage and I am back today with another video guide for you all. This is going to be mainly tailored to the beginning players, those looking to unlock the upcoming challenge here for the events of Stature. So just a FYI, you guys, you beginner and mid-game players, you can always check in the events category here to just checking for the upcoming events, as well as future challenges and whatnot, Wakanda Nation, Chaos Theory, so forth, including legendaries. But as you can see here, we have the event with tiny stature, big problem coming. And what you can see is when you open the view here, you're going to see that there's going to be an easy, medium, hard mode difficulty coming, where we have the opportunity to earn stature shards. So just a heads up for you guys, if you hit the little eye here, it actually does show you the description and what they recommend in terms of the roster that you're going to utilize. As you can see here, I do strongly believe most players will have access to easy, but just keep in mind, if you start off with medium or hard, by going through and beating those nodes, you already unlocked the stage before it. So for instance, if I had a roster that had level 60, gear tier 9, ability level 5, and 5 aspiring characters, which is a category that Scopely has defined for the characters that are eligible to be part of this event. By beating hard, I already unlocked medium and easy. So just a heads up, you guys can save your energy there. Additionally, you guys, as a power reference here, I've noticed in the past that if you have a power range of a total combat power between 100 to 130, 140k, generally that's good enough to get through most of the nodes to unlock hard. So that's going to be kind of a future reference in terms of as you guys prepare. This event starts in 7 days, 19 hours, so we do have time. And in my video yesterday with Stature, she's definitely going to be a formidable force for the Pimtech crew, especially with her being the main tank for the team, providing buffs and dodge for the rest of the roster. So keep that in mind, you guys. So with that being said, that's the event overall. In terms of how you're going to utilize energy, it's going to be very, very similar. It's going to operate almost the same as your campaign energy, where we're going to get refreshes from my local time would be 12 o'clock, 5 o'clock, as well as 9 o'clock is where I can get those free refreshes. Additionally, there's going to be a new energy in the top right here that's going to be purple colored. That's going to be the event energy, and that energy is going to specifically correspond with this tiny stature big problem event. So the only difference is that energy, when you're refreshing, similar to the campaign, you're going to be able to refresh 4 times for the cost of 50 power cores. So that's the purple stuff up here, the power cores where I have 1,624. You can refresh that 4 times, and that will cost you 200 per day. So depending on how long this event goes for, let's just say 7 days, you can refresh 4 times. That's 200 per day, 800 total per, excuse me, my math is a little off here. 200 per day times by 7, that'll be 1,400 in total in 7 days. So that's just kind of a way to reference if you guys need to kind of ballpark how much power cores you'll be needing. Additionally, you guys, you can go beyond that as well, but I like to do the 50 power cores because after the 4th refresh, it costs 100. And bang for buck, I'm just not a fan of it. Unless obviously if you guys have a boatload of power cores, for sure I encourage you to utilize that, because I do believe that these character events are always some of the best ways to earn character shards. I'm sure you guys did not have a fun time unlocking Anti-Venom through Blitz. Honestly, the event character pathway is always just more chill. It's lighter maintenance and it's not as demanding. So with that being said, that's the overall game plan. Heads up for you guys. So just make sure to refresh 4 times if you can. You want to maximize. And as a reference too as well, you guys, in the past events, I have the 3 hearted here for reference. I have Taskmaster, Scream, and Domino. For these 3 characters, I was able to successfully end up gaining a 4 yellow star for these guys when I initially unlocked them through the campaign. With Scream, I actually had a few orbs as well, so I opened that with the power cores, and that's how I was able to get her to 5 stars. But yeah, generally, if you guys do that 4 times a day with the 50 power cores, you will likely end up between the 3 yellow or almost 4 yellow. So that's what happened with me. Obviously RNG is always going to be a factor, but unfortunately that's just part of the game. But fortunately, it seems like the success rate has been pretty steady and consistent. So just a heads up and FYI. with that being said, you can see that the roster here is filtered by the aspiring roster, so I just wanted to take some time to kind of highlight some characters that I do strongly recommend in terms of who you can utilize. This is not going to be an exhaustive list because unfortunately I haven't had a chance to utilize characters such as Ant-Man and Wasp, and especially if they've been reworked and you guys have if you guys have a strong Ant-Man and Wasp, you know, keep in mind always for these character events we're going to be allowed the opportunity to utilize new characters. So in this case, Stature, you're going to be able to utilize her in combination with Ant-Man and Wasp if you have a strong one. So that right there could be a really good triple threat right there. So just a heads up. With the exception, obviously, of the characters that have the highest power in your team, because those would be obvious picks for the roster, let's actually talk about synergy and some potential combinations here. So first and foremost, you know, I gotta bring out Taskmaster here. You know, there's not many characters in the game that has a stun as well as an AoE, blind, and bleed. So I mean, Taskmaster, definitely one of the recommended guys. If you need a mercenary that just slots in as a 5th character to provide support, being able to crowd control, 100% I recommend Taskmaster. He's just going to be able to have that additional crowd control that you may potentially need in your roster. Additionally, you may have noticed the two most recent characters we were able to unlock, Anti-Venom and Scream here. Both of those two are going to synergize really well for this roster because you may have already seen that they bounce off of each other quite a bit. Anti-Venom can provide buffs to the team. Additionally, he can also revive Scream. So Scream provides benefits for the team. Additionally, she is also able to target invisible characters and take away buffs from the enemy. So those two are going to be a really good power duo that you want to use, that you may potentially want to utilize. Another obvious one for revivability that I'm looking here is Scientist Supreme. I cannot say enough good things about her. She brings a lot to the table. You know, she has like a pseudo cleanse where she can actually flip the negatives into positives. So definitely, I would bring her on board if you guys need someone to cleanse. Additionally, I am a huge fan of her ultimate where she can apply 2 to 3 negative effects to all characters, and including herself and her allies. But you know, the next turn you can use her special here, and that just wipes it away. So not a big deal. Definitely, if you guys need someone to revive, Scientist Supreme is your girl because she has that passive to be able to do that. Now, Loki. I cannot say enough good things about Loki. I highly recommend him. He's got a special that can apply defense down and utilizes a mind control of an enemy to apply that damage. So I mean, he can almost burst out a character right from the get-go in the beginning of his turn. Additionally, what makes him even better? Offense and defense. You know, his ultimate can summon 2 to 3 mirror images, and that just protects the entire team. Additionally, just to kick that extra sand in the wound, he also has evade on those mirror images. So if you guys need a little buffer in terms of being able to take out a high damage target right away, in addition to providing defense with his illusions, Loki is highly recommended. Additionally, I noticed that Sif is also on here. So since Sif can synergize well, Loki just being a fellow Asgardian, she's going to gain that protection from Loki if her health drops below that threshold. Additionally, she's going to be a good tank as well because whenever she taunts, she also gains counters. So just a heads up, there's definitely some combinations that you guys can utilize here. Another obvious one I noticed as well is the Inhumans roster here. I do see Karnak, Miss Marvel, and Crystal. So let's quickly talk about them. Karnak, you know, he does some pretty decent damage. You know, he's also able to apply disruption. So if he's really good, if there's gonna be some high tanks that we need to get out of the way and prevent them from being able to taunt. Additionally, he's going to synergize with Crystal, who brings on sustainability as well as AoE damage, and she also has the ability to take out clones as well. So we're up against a team that summons clones. You know, she's going to have the abilities to wipe them off the floor. So last but not least, Miss Marvel here, really good for regenerative abilities. She is part of the Inhuman roster and as well as the Young Avengers, so I do highly respect that. She can synergize here, so she can tank, she can heal herself. Additionally, she protects the team if someone drops below threshold. So you can see here, being a fellow Avenger here, I do see Squirrel Girl here as well. Squirrel Girl is one of the few characters that can cleanse. She also has a pretty good DPS if you just need her. Unfortunately, mine's not that high, so just a heads up. With that being said, then we can't ignore Miles Morales as well, being a fellow Avenger. So you guys can see that there's some synergy here for sure. You know, a possible combination could be Miss Marvel, Squirrel Girl, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and then I could potentially put Scream and Anti-Venom together. So that could be a roster right there. So just a heads up, you guys. There's gonna be some fun creating combos here. Those are the ones that I see that kind of stick out to me. But otherwise, you know, I do see a power armor combo that we can utilize here as well with Falcon, Rescue, and Ironheart. Those three. Unfortunately, we don't have War Machine or Iron Man, so I don't know how much damage they would potentially do. I still like the initial guys I talked about up here. And last but not least, I do see that there is a slight X-Force team here as well. You can put together X-23. Honestly, X-23 doesn't really need Domino. She's really good on her own already. She can self-sustain herself, especially with her dodge and her damage. Domino, I don't know if I would recommend her, to be honest, just because she really just finds synergy with her full X-Force team. So those are the ones I see that's obvious to me right now, you guys. Please let me know. That was not an exhaustive list, obviously. Please let me know what your thoughts are below in the comments. But oh, I also see that, you know, another mercenary type of guy that you can add on as X Factor is Agent Coulson. I'm a huge fan of him. He has, you know, he can take away a lot of buffs from the enemies. He can take 3 positives from anybody that's non-minion shield. Additionally, his teamwork also applies a defense down and taunt to an enemy. So if you want to take out someone that has high damage, as you can see, this attack specifically targets those high DPS targets. So that's everyone that I can see that I would recommend right now off the top of my head. So I hope this video was able to give you guys some insight in terms of who we're looking to utilize here. Definitely tailor it to your roster, to your characters that have obviously the ones you've invested in for sure. But otherwise, you guys, I'm wishing you all the best of luck. Like again, you want to be aiming for a roster between 100 to 130k. Anything more is even better, that you can have a smooth unlocking period through this. So good luck to all you beginners out there. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.